A sheet metal manufacturer produces 1,000-foot rolls of sheet metal for its client in a manufacturing plant. So we're looking at 1,000-foot rolls. In order to meet the specifications set forth by its client, the rolls of sheet metal should not vary more than 5 feet from their specified length. So should not vary more than 5 feet from their specified length of 1,000 feet. Which of the following inequalities represents all the possible lengths L in feet that meet the client's specifications? So you have a 1,000-foot roll. Well, write that here. A 1,000-foot roll. And you can have, on this side, you can go up to 1,005 feet, or on this side, you can go to 995. So it must be at least 995 and no more than 1,005 feet. And so this is the sort of the bracket that we're looking at here. And it might be straightforward here to just solve each of these inequalities, these absolute value inequalities, and see which one gives us an answer, where the length L is greater than or equal to 995, but less than or equal to 1,005. So you could do that. That is a perfectly valid way of doing it, and we'll actually do that with the correct answer. But in this case, because we're dealing with absolute value and we're looking at distance from this number, you can think of it as we are looking for the distance between this number right here and this number right here from this middle number over here. And anytime you're trying to calculate distance, we know we're going to be dealing with absolute value because distance from a number is always positive. So we know we're going to be dealing with the absolute value. And anytime you want to calculate the distance from a number, you just subtract that number from the number that you've been given. So we're going to take our specified length L and we're going to subtract 1,000. And we know that the distance from it must be less than or equal to 5. So in this case, we can actually arrive at the right answer just by understanding how the absolute value functions work. And the correct answer in this case is in fact C. So now if let's go ahead and solve this the way you would if you were just to brute force this. And we'll do one that is correct and we'll do one that is incorrect. So let's do answer choice A first. So let's do A right over here. So in this case, we would have, let me rewrite the equation here. Or in fact, let's do this. Let's do it a little bit further out, right over here. So I'll rewrite the expression. So it's L plus 1,000 is less than or equal to 5. And in this case, we know that there's two possibilities, right? The inside can be positive 5 or negative 5. So we know that L plus 1,000 can be equal to, less than or equal to 5. Or we know that L plus 1,000 can be greater than or equal to negative 5. And remember, we flipped the sign because we flipped the sign of this little value right over here. So it can be greater than or equal to negative 5 or less than or equal to positive 5. And now it's just a matter of subtracting 1,000 from both sides. Subtract 1,000 from here. And you will get, when you total this out, L is less than or equal to 5 minus 1,000 is going to be negative 995. And we have to multiply everything by, or we're going to multiply everything by negative 1. I'm sorry, no, we don't have to multiply everything by negative 1. We get L is less than or equal to 995. And on this side, we do minus 1,000. And we total everything out here as well. And you'll get L is greater than or equal to negative 1,005. So this actually doesn't make any sense, right? This is a nonsensical answer. How can your length be less than negative 995 or greater than negative 1005? So this is not the correct answer, right? We can immediately eliminate that. Now let's look at what the answer choice would look like let's see what it would look like if it were the correct answer. So I'll rewrite my expression here. Absolute value of L minus 1,000 is less than or equal to 5, and that gives us two possibilities. And in this case, it's L minus 1,000 is less than or equal to 5, and in this case it's going to be L minus 1,000 is greater than or equal to negative 5, because we have to keep maintaining that flip of the sign. So add 1,000 to both sides, add 1,000 here, and we get L is less than or equal to 1,005, and here we will get the same thing. I'm not going to rewrite everything out, but we'll get L is greater than or equal to 995. When we add 1,000 to both sides. So if we add 1,000 here, and you'll get L is greater than 995, which specifies or which satisfies this criteria, and L is less than or equal to 1,005, which satisfies this criteria here. So you'll see that the answer, you can arrive at it in multiple ways, but it's much easier just to understand how the absolute value functions are set up, and that way you can get to the answer directly. So our answer is C for Captain America.